Okay, so I've just uploaded video from this morning. In the video, I was like, "Oh, it's 12:30, and I'm gonna probably get home at midnight." I think that's how my brain was working. Yeah, so it was like 5 to 1. I got home, didn't get to sleep till 5 o'clock this morning, and then I was awake at 9 to answer the door. Had something come in. That's the other thing as well. My dad, when he was here, because he was retired, he any sort of parcels and things like that. He wasn't home sort of all the time. They were out at appointments or whatever, but like just even things like that. My mum's dosset box and stuff. Just so I had to obviously make sure I'm collecting around everything. So yeah, just extra things to do like that. So I was just thinking, I was looking at that Einstein's theory of relativity, and how time isn't, well, he was saying time isn't linear, and I've really felt that. This happens. I mean, I had one of my friends. Two of my friends died actually. But one from the army. She actually took her own life, and where time kind of stands still, and it's like you're flipping back and forward, like you kind of. It doesn't feel like it's in like going normally. It just kind of, you're pulled out of what you're used, what you're in. You get in that thing every day of, and that's how it feels at the moment. It feels like just kind of, I don't know, just feel really weird. I did Reiki. I've got Shodan level 1. Sorry, I'm doing this because I'm so bloody hot. Shodan level 1, and I'm thinking maybe I should keep going with it and do. It was years ago when I came out of the army. I did it. But it really helped me like connect with just everything. Really, I read this Celestine Prophecy as well. That's, my friend got me to read that years ago, and very very good at just talking about energy, and yeah. So I really like things like that, and I think I might have to get back into that. And I love science. I'm no good at it. There's only a few things I was good at school. Art was one of them. I love art, and I actually like poetry and stuff. But I wish I was good at science. I love anything to do with space and things. So yeah, I just got there's things I need to look at doing. Anyway, so I left off at day 5. So day 6 to, it's sort of kind of lumped together 6 to 9, because so it'll be the 6th of June to the 9th of June. So 6th of June tonight. So the officiant came. I think he actually might have come on the 4th or 5th now. But anyway, I had loads of information that I had to find for him. So he's the one who was doing the funeral and doing the, he was doing like, I did my own tribute, but he was leading the funeral. And so I had to give him information like, so I got this wrong, because I'd asked my mum and she couldn't remember, and couldn't read a marriage certificate. I think I mentioned I've sent off for another one, and I should have done that in the first place. Well, I'd never looked at these things before, and yeah, so basically he thought it said St. Thomas, and it wasn't. It was St. Barnabas. I got AI to read it after the like, as in now. I wish I'd done that before. AI is really clever. Well, obviously we know that, but it could put together the broken. I mean, it was unreadable for a human being. But yeah, and it was right. That was the one. She, as soon as I said it to her, she thought a minute, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it was St. Barnabas." But I obviously got that wrong. So there's another thing I got wrong. But and also I saw my granddad's death certificate. Now my dad was diagnosed. I mean, he had a hell of a lot wrong. That we didn't know about, and I couldn't tell him at the end, or my mum. I was given the information, but I wanted him to keep fighting, and it was too much for his body to take. So I told you, it's a lot, and it was sort of one of them conversations. I was on the phone. They sort of said, "Oh, we need to sit you down and talk to you." And I said, "Just tell me, on the phone," because it was in between me coming back from A&E to get my mum fed and everything, and back up to the A&E to see him. That was the first day, after the night that he'd gone in and morning. And yeah, so I just said, "Tell me, I've had a lot of bad news, with tumours and everything else." And he told me everything, and So I think they sort of told my dad some of it. They didn't tell him everything, and I thought it best just not to. It's a bit of I don't know if I did the right thing or not though. I didn't want him to give up, and he didn't. But it was just so much. It's one of them things, you put in that position, you just don't know what the right thing to do is. I know you would have wanted to know, but in the state that he was in, I don't think it was fair to tell him. Anyway, so yeah, 6 to 9. So basically, there was information the officiant asked for, and I needed to get it back to him and write my tribute as well as sorting out the photos thing. I couldn't remember. I'd written all this stuff down, and I didn't know where. I couldn't find it afterwards, but I had to. It's actually the 9th. I had to get the pictures back for the picture roll. There's by the end of the 9th, and I must have had it stored somewhere in one brain cell that I've got because so basically on the 9th I managed to do it, and I it was right at the end. And I don't know how I remember. Maybe I just thought to myself, because the 15th was the funeral. So I was thinking, obviously, the 9th would have been, you know, sort of, and then you'd have had the weekend, and the Monday was the 15th. Anyway, so the 6th to the 9th, those days in between, I was literally getting, I did the on electricity and that. I took readings and everything. I was doing all that. There was other things I was doing that were for the banks as well. They were writing back asking for more information, and there was all sorts of things like that. God, there was a government one. I don't know if I mentioned this before. They keep calling my dad Mrs. You know what his name is, and it's upsetting actually. Seeing that. So I rang them, and they did apologise, and said they corrected it. I've got a letter from the same place with Mrs. my dad's name. So I guess I'm going to ring. Hang on, I'm at work. What day I'm at work? Anyway, we're Saturday today, so Sunday, Monday. I have to ring on Monday. Try and get them to change it again. They said they changed it on the system, but yeah, I don't know why something like that bothers me, but it does. Yeah, so I want to know his school, where he did, so he's engineering, you know, the college, all sorts of where he grew up, what sort of upbringing he had, what his mum did, what his dad did. They want to know. Oh yeah, I meant to say with his dad's death certificate, he was diagnosed with myelodysplastic, and my granddad, he died of septicemia and myelodysplasia. So I don't think it registered. My dad would have seen it at the time, but he obviously years down the line. That was years ago. My granddad died, I think, when I was in 6. I know I was 6, so I'm 46 now. So 40 years ago. So, and it was only a couple of years ago. My dad was just done, and he had low white platelets, blood platelets. He had to have transfusions and stuff. It's like a mild form of leukemia. But I don't know if we took it as seriously as well, he did, but I don't know if I did. I don't know if I just didn't want him. I don't know. But that was part of, but it was a load of other things. But yeah, my granddad had it, and I told him at the funeral, had a few minutes at the end, which I mentioned in the last one from when I was waiting for the bus, and there's 2 things I told him, and that was one of them. I had to tell him, you know, it'd be like if I come home from work and say, Dad, I've got to tell you, I've just seen this, and that's how I told him, told his coffin, basically. And the other one was where me and my work friends went hiking the Jurassic Coast. Yeah, ended up in the dark again. So we set off quite late, I think. Anyway, so basically we stopped in Poole, and I was walking down, and I recognised there's this building to the left, and it was like a restaurant. I'm sure that looks like a bank. And you know what? It was only when my dad had gone, and I was going through old pictures, and I suddenly looked at one of the pictures, me stood with my dad, and that place was right next to us in the open bit. It's kind of all open where the shops are, and I was like, oh my god, that's why I remember. That's why I recognised it. So when I was walking down there, my friends were having food. You know, they got breakfast early there, and I don't eat in the morning, so I was just walking down, and I thought, I feel this is familiar. It was a really weird feeling. Anyway, so yeah, and I think it was a bank, or maybe I just thought that when I was younger as well. But yeah, so that was weird. I told my dad that as well. And a lot of other things that I didn't get to say, you know, at the end. Because my brain, I just couldn't think when everything was happening. You know? It was, told him he's my hero. I told him that to his face. But I wanted to tell him that I wanted that to be like the last thing that he heard, and it wasn't. I told him I loved him and thank you for my life, you know, and everything, but can't go back. So yeah, I was sorting out the wheelchair on. They're getting that broken bit replaced. There was things with the banks I was sorting out. There's things I've even forgotten to write down. Oh god, I had to order my mum's meals, food. I got the key safe installed. That was on the 8th. There was things that there's something else with the officiant on the 8th. That was the meeting, I think, actually. That was on the 8th. On to the 9th. Had to go up with my mum actually to the banks. So, got a taxi up to where we are, because she's got a problem with buses. We actually came back on the train and bus, but going up, because she takes a long time to get ready. So they were to sort one out, and we took our passports and everything, and you know, to sort things out, death certificate and everything, because I tried doing it over the thing. They needed so much stuff, so I just went up there in the end. Mum's meals got delivered. So I'm guessing the 9th was a Tuesday, so that's when they get delivered. That's when we get. And then I do extra vegetables and stuff to go with them, so it makes sure she gets her nutrients and stuff. Oh yeah, I got the printer ink sorted, because that was in my dad's name. I got all the pictures sorted and sent. That was right at probably about 6 o'clock or something that day on the 9th. And oh god, thank god I remembered, because also the film that I was going to have played, it was my dad singing, so that was a special one. And they just had the song generically, and luckily the oh my god, she was amazing. The girl sorting out the funeral, she sort of said it to me, and I was like, oh no, it's the one that I've sent. And then she found it in the email and everything, so she got that all fixed, thank god. Gotta do the Google review. I've been writing bits to that as I've been going. work yesterday, that was hardly anyone knows, so actually probably better, because people just been, but the thing is, I don't know how to kind of, I can't be as upbeat as normal. I can act, but then there's that side of it where it's like people are talking about Father's Day, and, you know, and things like that, and I'm really, like, you know, happy for him and everything, and it just reminds you, you know. I told a couple of people. Oh, there was another thing. There was a Simply Health thing. It was, my dad had it in his name, and I said to my mum, does she want to keep going? She said no. I don't know if I need to check to see if they cancelled that, because they said they would, but then I had a letter the other day saying that it was in my mum's name now, so yeah. But I think I'm running out of time. That's 14 minutes, so I'll probably leave it there. It's quite a lot. Oh my god, there's a lot on the 10th. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Oh, the computer went. Anyway, so I'll leave it there because it's nearly finished. Hope everyone that sees this is, and everyone who doesn't, is happy and healthy and safe, and yeah, not melting too much in this heat. I mean, I'm in England, but it's not, we're not used to this sort of heat over. So yeah.